Greetings, travelers.
Greetings, travelers. So, I
We
like
are
doing that.
so lucky that this is still Halloween. And that
It's the-
shirt you have on that matches that what you just did. I know the videos are going to be posted eventually. Sorry, everybody. We're just a little bit behind because we're writing our next book.
yeah,
So
it's already deep diving in, and we're working on what we can work on. But yes, my shirt is all of Christopher Lee. It's
yes.
Dracula behind, and it's got him from Star Wars. It's got him as Saruman. It's got him as Lord Summerisle from Wicker Man, and it's even got the animated of him from The Last Unicorn. So it's like, oh my gosh, this is a must do.
Okay. I love The Last Unicorn, which it just for the record, I feel like they set it up as a children's movie, but it's very much like Watership Down, where it's a heartbreaking, like children's tale. But shout out to B, who has an entire arm sleeve of The Last Unicorn tattoo.
Oh yes, yes. No, it's Carrie's favorite. You know how Bo has all the different versions of Gatsby. Carrie has all the different versions of Last Unicorn. So,
oh, I'm going to keep that in mind because I actually even, Bo will eventually hear this, but that may be part of her Christmas that I already got.
All right, there you go.
So I have to say, Mark, I went to a Geeks Expo here in, it was down in, no, it's up in Waynesville, North Carolina.
Oh yeah, the Geek Mountain was there. I was sad it was the same weekend we were at Green Ice Festival, so we couldn't do it. So
yeah, I went there, and then I met a gentleman who tops you book-wise because he has over 6,000 books in his personal collection.
I haven't counted, but I'm pretty close.
I know, but I don't know that you're at 6,000.
I'm over 3. I'm over 3, but I the last time I counted, and that's the collection has grown since. So.
Well, you may be compared to. Anyway, I'm going to introduce you to. He's up here in Western North Carolina, and awesome. I was just like, okay, this is ridiculous. So
yeah, hey, we're not book hoarders. We are book rescuers. We are book dragons.
Yes,
but I kind of treat it like a mine's like a wine cellar. It's on the right day at the right time. I'll pull out the book I want, and I've got to have it there. If I don't, then I'm frustrated. So that's all it is.
Well, all I'm going to say is he was selling some of his collection, and I think I found something that you don't have, and I got it for you for this holiday season.
Awesome.
So
I'm excited.
When we get our Yule logs going, I will share that with you. Anyway,
I am selling some doubles, but that's all I'm doing right now. Still, I haven't decided. I haven't been able to cut that finger that says, all right, I got to get rid of some of these. It's like, but I'll sell, I do have a lot of doubles, so I'll sell those. And also I have extras of Night in the Lonesome October. So if anybody ever wants to read it, let me know. I've got old copies that I'm willing to loan for Halloween season next year, because this is the last night. It's Halloween night.
Yep.
Oh my God. Spooky times galore. I hope you all have had an excellent Halloween season. We did so many book signings, so many events. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been the 2025 has been a very spooky year so far. So
yeah,
and we will continue to have spookiness and everything. But before we prattle on, unfortunately, Bo couldn't join us today for this recording. But lots of love, and we gathered some movies from her and stuff, so we can share our favorite creature features.
Yes, creature features is old Dr. Paul Bearer used to call it, as today's creature feature. We've grown up with monster movies, right? All of us, especially of a certain age, you grew up with a lot more than others. But I feel like the creature feature was dying off for a little while, but thankfully it has come back in a big way thanks to a few recent releases. Doing really well at the box office. So that's zing.
And we love that. And you got to love a good monster. And I will say this is the time to grab your caramel apples, all of that candy you stole from the neighbor kids.
Yep.
And any of your treats. And one of the things me and my family do as a tradition, which I think is tons of fun, is we all get matching Halloween pajamas. And we get together and we choose a movie for the year, and of course always watch Hocus Pocus, because I feel like
that's
the
a
first
classic.
Hocus Pocus for all the kids and stuff is a must watch, and then when the kids go to sleep, we watch the movies that cause us to not be able to sleep at night.
Yep. No, I get that. No, we always watch Worst Witch, which is the terrible HBO thing but Tim Curry as the High Witch. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. And if you ever listen to his song, I think he's just shouting random things, and the crew is trying to figure out what the hell we're gonna do with this.
I love that.
But we had a quick discussion about what were monster movies, because now we had done. If for those of you who are just tuning in or have been recent travelers, because we did meet a lot of new people on the road this year.
Yeah.
We've done episodes on strongest vampires, which was very controversial. But we love you, Stacey Brown.
Hashtag Erica's still winning. Hey, Stacey Brown.
Yeah. And then we did best werewolf movies. We did best zombie movies. So we are now doing creature features. Now we have decided. We also just did basic Halloween movies.
Yes.
One way, best horror movies. So a lot of these things were in that. So we had to kind of, all right, if they were in one of those, we kind of have to put it aside because they've already been mentioned. They may be mentioned here as honorable mentions. But one of the things we were deciding, we wanted to do creature features, like the Beast movies, the things like that. And we had to say, okay, do alien movies count? And then what makes an alien movie?
No, it's true, because aliens will be on we're talking creature features. Honorable mention, aliens.
Yeah, aliens right off the bat. Movie. Yeah, aliens, we love you. You are a monster movie, but technically you're aliens, right? And then that also made Predator become, all right, that one we had to kind of say, all right, look, it's a monster movie. It's a great monster movie. I think the first two amazing monster movies, but again, Predator. That sadly meant I had to take out Attack the Block, which is one of my favorite recent horror action movies. Alien invasion, but not the kind you expect. But that also meant we had to take out They Live,
District
and
9.
Mars Attacks. The Catermass Experiment, my classic for this, got removed because of that. That also meant we had to avoid things like Event Horizon and stuff like that, because they're more demonic.
We're going to do an alien one.
So we decided, yes, we're going to do an alien one completely for next year, because War of the Worlds, Halloween and War of the Worlds that's my tradition. I listen to it every Halloween night. So we will definitely do that. But anyway, with that said, we're each doing a top 5.
Yep.
And then we've got honorable mentions.
Yep.
And then Bo threw in a few. So, which we're happy to have.
And Carrie threw in a few too, right?
And Carrie's thrown in a couple. So, yeah. So, let's start with we're 10 minutes in. Let's start with number 5 here. So, Erica, what was your number 5?
The Ring.
Oh, see.
So
I would lean Ghost, but it is.
That's the thing, is the reason I threw The Ring up there, and I'm talking the US version of The Ring, not the I think Japanese version of The Ring, right? Ringu. It is based on actual folk legends over there. So, but what I thought was interesting is that it wraps around the story of something that may be a ghost, but whatever this creature is, it's set to kill you if you watch this videotape, and it kills you within 7 days, right? Right. That's the rule. 7 days, I think. So, and I'm not giving much away, because it starts with this, and then it starts with how do you resolve this problem, right? But I feel like, is she a ghost or is she something else? Because, ghosts, This isn't really a haunting as much as it is a creature feature. So I'm sliding The Ring in, because I will tell you that movie is terrifying. And I felt it was terrifying, very much like I feel Aliens is, because I go, what the hell do you do in this scenario? Like, how do you, like Aliens, you look at them, they bleed acid. So if you shoot them and you're on a ship, you're pretty screwed, because you're going to destroy your ship, right?
Right.
With The Ring, you go, okay, you've done this thing, you've watched this tape. what do you do to resolve that situation? How do you fix it? Right? And you can't kill whatever this thing is. So, and I'm not going to give away the ending, even though the movie's a bazillion years old, because I think people should watch it if they haven't. But I'm going to slide that in as a creature feature. What are your thoughts, Mark?
I would say that I would be the Joe Bob Briggs in this, and I'm like, that doesn't count as a creature feature. That's a ghost. It's a haunting, but it is scary, which I will say my list, just ahead of time, gang, I only have a couple scary ones on my list because I think monster movies are fun.
I have mainly scary ones on my list.
Okay, good. You're going to balance me out because I grew up with the monster movies, so they give me that joy feeling of creature feature. Yeah, to start with that, I'm going to talk right off the bat. My number 5 is Gremlins 2. Because Gremlins 1 is great and actually has some decent scares. It has some decent suspense. It's the better horror movie.
Yeah.
But Gremlins 2 is my go-to because it's so meta. It's so insane. It has my boy Christopher Lee in it as a cameo. Come on. That immediately makes it a horror film.
Yeah.
Yes, Attack of the Clones is a horror film thanks to Christopher Lee and the acting. It's just so much fun, that movie. But it's still got some scares and some genuine, like that spider gremlin. Yes, there are spoilers, gang. We do these. There's gonna be some spoilers. But Gremlins 2, that spider gremlin was freaky and messed with a lot of people. And the idea of just throwing high crazy DNA into these gremlin creatures and causing all stuff. Of course, Brain Gremlin, voiced by Tony Randall, awesome. And of course, the girl gremlin. But we have, John Glover in there playing the billionaire guy who owns the building. Basically, a takeoff between Trump and Ted Turner, somewhere in the middle. And he's just perfect. He nails that character. And you hate him and then you love him. And then they've got a guy playing an old horror movie host, basically Grandpa Munster, in the middle of all this, trying to be a news anchor and filming it all. It's just
agreed.
It's a credible movie on every note it hits. Cameos galore. There's even a total meta bit where the gremlins attack the Martin, the film critic, as he's reviewing Gremlins 1 in Gremlins 2. So
wow,
good stuff. Roll up your sleeves and have fun. Find it and just eat some popcorn and eat your candy and love it. So, there we go.
No, I agree. And I feel like, though, if you're going to watch Gremlins 2, you kind of need to watch Gremlins 1 to understand where the creatures came from. I agree. The thing about Gremlins 1, I feel like, is it was one of the first movies that did this, like, look how cute and adorable, and then, So I agree Gremlins 2 is better than Gremlins 1. I just think that, like, it's got the lore.
Gremlins 1 sets the rules. So, yeah.
And
Gremlins I agree.
2 kind of goes over it, but it's very, like, 2 seconds in, like, do, like.
Yep. And I agree. That one's one you kind of, if you watch both, you're even in for a bigger treat. Yes. So some of the inside jokes slap harder. My best throwaway joke in all that is they go, his new boss takes her, is trying to seduce him and takes him to a fancy Canadian restaurant. And the joke in that is they're all dressed like Mounties, and the music playing is all Gordon Lightfoot, which when I went to Canada, that's all you heard on the music was Gordon Lightfoot. And R.I.P. Gordon Lightfoot. We talked about you on our murder stories with Edmund Fitzgerald, but that was funny. And then they brought the chocolate mousse, and it was literally a giant chocolate mousse. So just one of those things that you can't not love that. Right.
That's true.
Okay. Enough Gremlins 2 love. All right. Let's move on to number 4 on your. Oh, let's do an honorable mention real quick for each of these.
I've got one.
All right. Go ahead. What's yours?
Pumpkinhead.
Yes.
Pumpkinhead.
He's on
So
my honorable mention too. So yep.
yeah, it's one of those ones that's just, to me, it's so weird. It's such
Yep.
a weird, like, I feel like they took, like, hey, this is literally what I feel like they did. They went, we need to do a scary Halloween movie, but people have done witches and vampire. There's pumpkins at Halloween. How do
Yep.
we make that scary?
And then let's make it from the guys who made Aliens. Let's get Stan Winston in here to make and shout out to Stan Winston,
yeah,
the king of making monsters. Oh my gosh, he's the modern king. We'll say Harryhausen was the classic. There's different monster makers. That Pumpkinhead design is incredible. They even kind of use the Aliens type theming with action style and all that with it. So it's a very great movie. Yes.
I feel like that's another movie that does a really good job of the moments of calm where you're still on edge. Like, even though they're like, hey, this is a calm moment, like that's what you get. At the same time, you feel your own adrenaline going, no, I'm not resting at this moment. It's something bad's about to happen, right?
Yep.
And not every movie does that. A lot of movies are great, but not every movie has that terror in the quiet time. So that's what I'm going to say about that.
Yeah. Now, this was one of Carrie's thoughts of a good one, and that she really enjoyed, and I enjoyed it. And that's our runner-up here. Honorable mention is Troll Hunter.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yes, which is done like a found footage documentary of these people. Have noticed there's all these bear attacks in Norway, and there's suddenly these same government people keep showing up, and they're like, wait a minute, this doesn't fit a bear attack and all that. And you realize that they have a guy who goes out and hunts trolls. They have a problem with them. They are giant. They attack people. And then the government covers it up as a bear attack. And they even bring dead bears and throw them on the field. So, oh, we got it. You can all relax. And then they send the troll hunter out to go catch the trolls. And it is really well done. Spooky, creepy, everything you want in a tense movie, Blair Witch style. The documentary crew is actually a neat group of characters. And the troll hunter himself, wow. I don't know. That guy should have got an Oscar. But it was a low budget Norwegian film, so that's never going to happen. But wow, what a great movie. If you can get a chance, worth your time. Troll Hunter. You will not the Guillermo del Toro kids series Troll Hunters, but even he admitted that movie was part of what inspired him to make that. So there you go.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I love the honorable mention.
Okay, and I have to do an icon of the monster movies. These may not make it into our top movies because they may not have been the best movies, but these are iconic monster characters. All right. I'm doing, this is something I'm adding at the last minute that Erica doesn't know about.
So, no, I was going to say, I hope you don't name one of my films, but go ahead.
I hope I don't, but well, if it is, hey, that just shows how important this is. So number one on our icons, the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Oh my goodness.
Animated by stop motion animation, comes out the year before Godzilla. And everybody always says, oh, Godzilla reinvented the monster movie. This movie inspired Godzilla. So it's incredible. The animation's well done. The movie's not the greatest. Even me, who is not a movie snob, I'll watch Sleepaway Camp 3 at least 6 times. It's just one of those. It's tough to watch, but watch those scenes. You've probably seen them because they show them all the time. The animation of the giant lizard attacking the town. We have our own pet, Claudius, who is the Beast from 2 Fathoms. But,
I love that.
But definitely watch it. It's incredible. That's our icon for this round. All right.
Okay.
Next round, Erica. Let's go to number 4.
You ready?
I'm ready.
It.
Oh, yeah. Now, which one?
I love Tim Curry. I actually love the way they did that first. It was a made-for-TV 2-part movie because the casting in that movie was brilliant. Like the cast, amazing. Like the cast of the second one, the new ones that have come out, amazing.
Really good
Amazing.
too. Yep.
However, the creature in the first, Tim Curry's creature, he was brilliant, but the actual creature, they ran out of money.
Yeah.
So I would give also the way they did this second round, I feel did exactly what I was talking about earlier, where those kids are never at a safe point. Those kids are never relaxed after their first encounter. And I feel like it was much more true to the original story, the second one. So I'm going to bundle them all together because the first one cast, like there's hands down that cast wins.
Curry's Pennywise was perfect.
Yeah, perfect. He was. But I will say Pennywise is amazing how he did stuff. And one of the things I loved finding out, which I thought was brilliant, was the kids in the second movie did not get to see the monster until it was attacking them on screen.
Yep.
So there's a scene where they go into a house, I'm not giving anything away, and they encounter this creature for the first time.
Yeah.
And it, like, you see their reactions. I mean, they're all brilliant actors, these kids, but you see their reactions and there's a different layer of reaction that they're having when they first see this creature. And I know it's also an alien, like whatever, that's sort of the history, but I just go, what a terrifying creature that resurfaces every 30 years, you know?
Yep.
So,
all right.
Yeah,
that's great. No, I so it's kind of funny you mentioned that. The resurfacing, that's my next monster, is Jeepers Creepers.
I had that on my honorable mentions, but I'm like, I put a little note saying Mark is gonna say Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, it's a Florida monster. How can I not love it? So based on a vague urban legend from around the Ocala area, and it was filmed there too. So again, a creature that comes back every so often to feed. Yes, a problematic director. We're not going to go there on any of these. It's all right.
No, we're not going to get into the controversy.
Separate the art from the artist.
And some of the people that we do understand.
Yeah.
Lack of support, and if that's where you feel you're at, that we're not.
We understand completely.
We're talking about the movie experience for us.
Yeah, and that's and Jeepers Creepers was one of those first ones in a long while. We'd all gotten burned out on Freddy and Jason and all that, and I guess those count as monsters, but they're slashers. We'll do slashers another time too.
But, and that's a whole different kind of genre. But
they were in our horror movie batch. Yeah. So, but no,
if
Jeepers
you guys
Creepers.
Want to see it? We have seen the truck. That's the Jeepers Creepers truck. And I know it tours, it goes to horror cons. If you get an opportunity to see it, and then usually they have a person who's dressed as the
guy who owns the truck. Yeah, he dresses as the character because he looks just like him. He's got a great thing. So
and it's brilliant because if you get in front of this truck, you actually can see the terror that somebody would experience from being in front of this vehicle and stuff.
Yeah, and but again, the movie fan in me is like, how does he have the ability? This monster only comes around every once in a while to get a personalized license plate official from the state of Florida.
I love that. That's your problem.
That's my problem with the movie.
That's what I think is adorable, Mark, is that when it comes to your problems with things, it's never like the logical problem.
No, it's like, never that.
How did he get a truck? How does it run? Because nobody else turns it on. Like
that makes sense to me. I mean,
it's the license plate.
It's the personalized license plate beating you. Come on, it is one of the greatest license plates in a movie ever. But it's definitely like, wait a minute, what?
Okay, well,
and so my only choice is that he killed somebody who already had that awesome license plate. So. And then they actually did a couple sequels to it that aren't terrible, but the first one is bang on, man.
Justin Long.
All right, that's my number 4. Okay. All right, so another honorable mention.
Yep.
Go for it.
Critters.
Yay! One of my honorable mentions. Yay!
Critters. So the thing about Critters, which could again fall into an alien movie category,
Yeah, kinda.
is if you've ever watched The Dark Crystal, which was a puppet movie by Jim Henson, which honestly is yet another children's movie that borders on
Not a children's
terrifying.
movie. Yeah.
Like,
Why it didn't do well.
yeah, is the Skeksis in there, which I'm not even going to get into what all that is, terrified the shit out of me. And then my mom was like, let's go to this museum where they have all the costumes. And I remember like seeing the costume, the puppet for the Skeksis, and being like scared out of my mind. I could have made that an honorable mention.
Yeah.
But there is a creature in that called a Fizzgig. And it's a little pet one of the characters has. And when I saw Critters, I just went, this is what happens when Fizzgig gets rabies.
Grows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next stage of evolution for Fizzgig. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Critters, the big thing about that is we had Terrence Mann playing the alien bounty hunter in that. Now, Terrence Mann was a Broadway star who's went on. He created Beast on Broadway. He was one of the main characters in Les Mis. He's been a Broadway star for decades. And then he got to do this. And most recently, he was on the Apple series Foundation, playing the older version of the three brothers that are young, medium, old. And he's very good in that. Sadly, he was on the terrible Dresden Files TV show, but he played the best character. He played Bob the Skull, but it was very, very good. He's a great actor. He is so good as the bounty hunter in this that just pleasure guy to work with. Long time ago, met him a couple times, and it was a lot of fun. But great movie. Have fun with it. Again, it was the 80s. Because Gremlins was a hit, we needed 20 Gremlins knockoffs. Ghoulies came out, Critters came out.
I think, if I'm correct, this was one of Jennifer Aniston's first movies, was Critters.
Yeah, I believe so. I was about to say Jennifer Aniston.
So one of the things you'll find in a lot of these horror movies, especially from the 80s and early 90s, is a lot of stars that you then later recognize were in these movies.
That goes back Roger Corman in the 50s and 60s. I mean, Shatner and Robert Redford and all this stuff. They all showed up in, they were all in like Twilight Zone and stuff like that. This is the same thing. Yeah. That's how you get your start, gang. How you get your start.
Exactly. All right. Okay, you've got one honorable mention super quick if you want
one more honorable mention before we go to break. And that one is Deep Rising.
Oh.
If you love the Mummy movies, you love that 90s mummies, this was the prototype for that. It was even Stephen Sommers, same director. It was guys on a boat. It was this big fancy Titanic type yacht going out, and these guys are hired to rob it, and then they get there and everybody's already dead. And there's a plot twist. Basically, the guy who built the boat needed the insurance money. He spent all his money on it, so he'd actually hired these guys to rob it and sink it. But the team they hired to take them to the boat is basically a ragtag group of misfit characters, including Benny from The Mummy, as basically Benny from The Mummy, but he's the mechanic.
Yeah.
The hot mechanic girl also, and then Treat Williams, who is the unsung movie star that should have been a bigger hit than he ever was. He plays the Han Solo, Brandon Fraser type character in this. And man, the creature in this, or creatures, or is it? That's the whole point of this movie. If you haven't seen it, watch it. Famke Janssen in it as the thief who was supposed to be robbing it too, cat burglar style. It's incredible action, lots of fun. Spooky, like I said, the prototype of the Mummy movies. He would do the Mummy a year later, and wow, look, it's the same theme, same things. I think this is actually a better movie than the Mummy. Just saying.
See, that's
for Rachel Weisz.
Erica's Twilight territory. So
okay, Rachel Weisz and Brendan Fraser had better chemistry, but and that's the other thing. Does Mummy count as a monster movie? Kinda. So,
it counts as a monster, but I wouldn't count it as a creature movie.
No, exactly. So we'll have to do that another time. That's like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
monster or creature. He's a creature. He's called the creature. But
I think it depends on what Frankenstein movie you're watching too. But
yeah, true that.
We need a word from our sponsors. So
yep, we'll be right back. Boo.
Ooh, we're back. You know what is? I can't believe we're only at number 2. So
yeah, we're at the 3. I think we're on 3 now.
No,
so.
well, we're about to say 3. This might run a little long. It's okay.
This might run a little long, gang. We got a lot of monsters to cover. And then, all right, so we didn't do an icon for the last round, so I'm doing a quick icon.
Oh, that's true. What is your icon movie?
Quick icon for this: Them, the giant ants. So that there was a whole genre of radioactive creatures getting big thanks to Godzilla, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, and all that. So the 50s went crazy with it, and we got Them, giant ants. You'd recognize that sound because they used the sound they used in that in a million other movies for weird animal sounds and stuff like that. Very fun movie, surprisingly good for what it is. I wouldn't say, wow, what the greatest movie of all time, but worth your time. Worth your time. A lot of fun. Classic, iconic, giant ants attacking a town. But that also includes, Night of the Shrews, which were supposed to be giant shrews, but they were dogs with fur costumes. Yeah, some of those were pretty terrible. But Night of the Lepus, giant rabbits. It's like, okay, wait a minute. But Them, we give them credit because they are awesome.
So, I love that. Right. I love that.
All right, so now we're on to 3. So go for it, Erica.
Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, yes.
Cabin in the Woods.
I put it on my honorable mention.
Yeah, now I could slide that into almost every category we talk about.
Yep.
But for throwing together, again, director questionable. Just gonna.
Well, yeah.
But Chris Hemsworth, one of his first movies ever.
Yep.
And so I love that about that.
And that's what, it couldn't get released until after Thor came out.
Yeah. But I have to say, we've talked about Cabin in the Woods. So if you have not seen it,
yeah,
I think it's a pinnacle horror movie in a way.
Yeah.
Because of the way it was done. But it has some of the best creatures later on in the movie that you will ever see. Just so well done, the entire thing. So,
and the secret big bad is definitely the ultimate creatures. So it's very, very good. I highly recommend it over and over. It's one of my favorite movies to watch of all time. So
I will, and that's a oh my God, it's on. I'm watching it. Like no matter what, because it's so much fun because it literally follows the exact pattern of almost every horror movie and then goes left.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
Brilliant. So
it's exactly what you think, but not what you think. And it was for us doing a haunted house. That was like the ultimate haunted house movie. It gave us an excuse to be why we do what we do. Those guys behind the scenes. So that's exactly what we do.
Absolutely. Like it is almost a tribute to every horror film ever. So well done. Well done.
Yeah. All right. So my next one is one I'm not sure a lot of people have seen it, but then a lot of people in the know go, oh yeah. All right. So yes, it's another foreign one. The Host. I don't know if you've seen that. It is Korean.
Okay.
It is a poor family in this area in town. This movie is really about the rich versus the poor, society, different stages of society, because something is in the river there and it is preying on the poor. And this is basically Ben Jong-hoon, who would later go on to do the Conjuring movies and stuff like that. This is one of his first films. It's incredible. The creature is basically, imagine Jaws land shark, right? It can jump out of the water. It chases people and it basically steals the young girl from the family. But it's kind of like Aliens, where they don't think it kills them instantly, that it grabs them in tentacles and drags them somewhere. And so the family's trying to get help to go find the daughter, the missing daughter, and the dad had one job to hold the kid, right, as they're running, and he stumbles and he reaches back and grabs the kid's hand and he keeps running, and and then he's convinced he's saved his kid, but then he looks back, he's grabbed the wrong kid. And then he looks back and sees the monster, and it's this iconic shot of his kid getting grabbed by the monster. It's terrifying, horrible movie for if you were a dad. You were just going to hate yourself watching this movie and begging, please, please, please let him save the girl. It's incredible movie. I don't want to spoil any more. Get The Host any way you can. Wow, you will just love it. Again, another one denied because of horror. It didn't make the Oscars. Thankfully, we got that later on, but which is one of our honorable mentions if I go right into it.
What's that?
List. So, are you ready for my honorable mention? Shape of Water.
Oh, yeah.
Del Toro made the Gill Man, the creature from Black Lagoon, one of our icons. Yes, he is one of the icons. We'll do a two for here. Shape of Water, Creature from Black Lagoon. It's an icon and one of the honorable mentions, because Creature from Black Lagoon, a mythic cryptid invented in Florida, but the story takes place in South America, but it was all filmed in Silver Springs, all the underwater stuff, Silver Springs, Florida. Our friend of the show, sadly before he passed away, Riku Browning, was the underwater. He was a former Weeki Wachee mermaid trainer and a Navy diver, and he's the one who invented those ways to breathe with tubes underwater. So a genius man, and he played the creature from Black Lagoon under the water, and incredible movie. But then, like Guillermo del Toro said, hey, he wasn't a bad guy. Why didn't he get the girl? What if the monster got the girl? And that's when he created Shape of Water, which goes on to win an Oscar. Yay!
Yeah, and I also say I feel like that movie is he doesn't get the girl gets him.
Yeah, exactly. It's for those of you who like I'm in Love with Mothman and who love that type of trope. Yes, Shape of Water is the movie that you were waiting for.
Well, that, and just so everybody knows, the next book coming out from Paige Lavoie is My Boyfriend is a Swamp Monster. So,
so there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Honorable mention. Ready?
You have an honorable mention?
Yep. Long Legs.
Oh yeah.
So it's a newer movie. It's Nick Cage is a bad guy, which he is so brilliant in this movie. It is a very slow start movie, I will say. There's parts where I was like, what? But man, does it get really dark and very like, what the hell? Like, you are wondering the entire time what exactly is going on. And so at honorable mention, there we go. What is he?
Yeah,
right?
No, agreed. I love when the monster. What is it? What is the monster?
That's very Lovecraftian. And it brings in creepy dolls, which
very Lovecraftian. Lovecraftian. I love that. My honorable mention is The Mist. Because again, very Lovecraftian style. Hell of an ending.
Yeah.
And some tense moments. Thomas Jane, oh my gosh, incredible in it. Some of the rest of it, that's why it's not in my top, because it does drag a little bit. But that ending is great, and the monsters, you just see them in fleeting passes, is perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. So
that, and it's definitely one of those ones where like bad choices are made.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Number two,
let's do it.
The Quiet Place.
Ah, yes. I was waiting for somebody to bring that one up. I figured that'd be a Bo one, because I know Bo mentioned that one.
I will say that The Quiet Place for me, first of all, is just so well done, so well acted. Like, it's great. But they did something that I feel like hadn't truly been done before, is people don't realize how much, even in TV shows, music is used to affect how you feel about the scene. Yes. Right? Sound is used. The little... it's funny, every now and then my dogs, we all know Garrison Tolley, will bark when I'm watching a TV show because they're hearing something that maybe I'm not consciously hearing is there affecting the mood. But with A Quiet Place, it's dead silence.
Silence is golden in that. Yeah,
and
it's
they
incredible.
make it so like it's truly like you're so, movies they go you're supposed to be quiet, but they have this underlying music track. They use silence as almost its own character in this movie.
Oh yeah, it's palpable. It's
Yeah.
palpable. And watching that, I realized how quickly I would die in that
Yeah.
apocalypse. So just from flatulence alone.
I will say, I mean, they made a sequel and a prequel, and they're both really, really good.
They're both good. They're both good. Yeah.
A Quiet Place.
Yeah, that's classic. I cannot argue there. All right. Ready for my number 2?
I am.
I kind of had to cheat and put 2 together on this one, just like I did with Gremlins 2, basically. This is The King. Godzilla -1 is incredible. They brought him back and they made him terrifying. And I also like Shin Godzilla, which is also a fairly recent one where it kind of is a completely different take on it. And it's very good, but the story in Godzilla -1 is better. The effects in Godzilla -1 are better. But Shin Godzilla is also an amazing movie to watch. And Godzilla -1, you feel brutalized watching that movie from the characters. I mean, it's an amazing movie if you don't even know who the hell Godzilla is. It's just one of those. That's how good that is. And because of that, Godzilla is one of our icons, right?
Yes.
He is the king of the creature features. I put him up there with Gamera. Gamera is also fun. The flying turtle, they're both our icons. My honorable mention for this would be Godzilla versus Megalon. If you want classic Godzilla fighting another dumb monster, well, this one he teams up to fight. Megalon teams up with another Gigan, another monster, and so he needs help, and he gets Jet Jaguar, a giant robot, to help him fight. And they're incredible. It's an amazing set of fun things.
Just gonna say my favorite Godzilla, Mothra. Godzilla versus Mothra. Okay. I love Mothra. I think Mothra is like my favorite Godzilla bad guy.
All right, or good guy.
Yeah, it depends on what movie you're watching.
Now, yes. There is a series of movies I was going to mention in this that I just introduced Carrie to. We're getting through them. Is the Rebirth of Mothra series. These were made for kids.
Oh.
And sadly, the first 2 follow every terrible thing you hate about Godzilla movies. They have annoying kids, and the characters are terrible, and you don't get to see the monster very much. But it does give the background story to the 2 little twins. They are fairies, and it's why they are who they are. And they fly this little baby Mothra around that they ride on, but they have a third sister who is the dark sister. They're triplets, and the third one rides aloud on a little dragon bat. Speaking of Cabin in the Woods, the dragon bat, it's basically flying around on that. But in the third one, in the first one, they're trying to find a magic item. It's a very MacGuffin. Second one, they found a lost civilization. That's another MacGuffin. In the third one, though, Ghidorah is coming. Mothra has to fight, and then the sisters have to team up, all 3.
Oh.
And in this one, Mothra's all about rebirth. He starts with the caterpillar, becomes the moth, and all that. This one, he's got extra forms.
Oh.
So if you have not watched Rebirth of Godzilla 3, don't worry, don't have to watch the first 2. Just know that the twins have a little bit more backstory. But watch Rebirth of Mothra 3. Parker would love that movie. My kids grew up watching that movie, and they would sing the song in Japanese because we didn't have a dub. and help them learn to read, though, because they wanted to learn the story. So there you go. That. Godzilla, gang. Godzilla. But Godzilla -1, incredible. Rebirth of Mothra 3, also good. So
I love it.
There we go.
I love it.
All right. Honorable mentions.
I'm afraid if my honorable mention might be your number 1. So
go for it.
The Babadook.
Babadook, yeah.
So Carrie just got some really cool earrings.
Yes. She got Baba Yaga earrings that were awesome. So, and shout out to Woods of Terror in North Carolina, their haunted house. They had a Baba Yaga house, which was amazing. Giant house with projected chicken legs underneath. Wow. It was perfect.
Yeah. So that's my honorable mention this
Babadook
time.
is one of those movies you don't watch it, you experience it.
Yeah.
And you come out of that feeling PTSD. I mean, that's right at that level.
Yeah.
Incredible movie. Yeah.
So that is my honorable mention. What is yours?
My honorable mention for this one is Slither.
Ooh, I wondered if that was going to come up. I actually was
again kind of alien, so I wasn't going to put it in there, but it was, the fact that it's an alien is just, that's its origin. That doesn't count for me. It's James Gunn, later to go on to do many other things. But he was at the height of his horror phase. He had just done some trauma movies before this. But Nathan Fillion is the cop, his same cast of everything from Peacemaker on down. Still, it's a comedy horror, but the horror is solid.
Yeah.
And the creature is incredible.
Agreed.
Yeah. I have one more giant monster I got to mention as an honorable mention. That's Reptilicus. Have you heard of this movie?
No, but it sounds terrible.
It's not a Jim Wynorski, but we do love Dino Gator versus Crocogator. And Giant Piranha versus Crocogator. We love you, Jim. We love you. But Reptilicus was done in the 50s. It was another Godzilla cash-in, but this one was the Danish cash-in.
Oh, gosh.
And so they made a giant, basically sea serpent tassel worm type creature. And Sid Pink is the director from America. And he got the whole cities of these cities in Denmark to just give. If you see a movie with thousands of extras running from a monster, in Japan, you get a couple hundred. This is thousands. And there's that one famous scene where the bridge is going up and you see all the crowd just trying to get across. And you see the guy in the bicycle go over the top.
Yeah.
That's from Reptilicus. And that was just Sid Pink asking people in town to be extras. And some dude did that. And he caught it on film.
Wow.
Just some random guy on a bicycle jumping off the top of this drawbridge. It's an incredible movie. Sid Pink was super sweet. I got to meet him at a old horror con many years ago. And it was him and Eli Wallach just sitting there shouting old Hollywood stories together. And it was incredible. But yeah, Reptilicus. Definitely give it. If you can find that one, you're going to be in for a treat. So
very, very cool. Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Ready?
Let's do it.
The Fly.
Oh, which one?
The first one.
The original with Vincent Price?
No,
or
the original with Jeff Goldblum.
That's not the original. That's the remake, but it's good. Yes.
Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis. Yeah. First of all, Jeff Goldblum naked. So just gonna put that out there. But I will say it's very it's to me the epitome almost of a creature movie because he makes himself into a creature.
Yeah. I'm sorry. So, yeah. So, the David Hedison, Vincent Price, 1958 is the one I was thinking of. So, but, yeah.
Mine's better because.
Yeah. Yours is scarier. And Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis sadly wasn't naked in it, but,
no, but I will say it's a mad scientist movie is really what it is. It's very much like a Frankenstein type movie in a way, except for when you volunteer yourself as tribute.
Yeah. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yep.
So.
And it has some of the grossest scenes without being gory, if that makes sense. Like they are just gross and not gory. And, I feel like a lot of movies try to tend towards gore to get the grossness factor versus just being gross, right? So I put number one for me, Jeff Goldblum, Gina Davis, The Fly.
Yeah, that works. It's just one of those. I love the original as well. That's like, The Thing, we mentioned, is one of my favorite movies. There is the classic He's one where it's just as scary as the John Carpenter remake in different ways. It's got that same feel and all that. So I love all three of versions of The Thing.
Like what I was talking about, where they did so incredibly well with the calm scenes, where it's not calm. It appears calm. It's not calm at all. You are still like, the whole time you're holding on to your chair going, when is this going to happen? I know it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? You know what I mean? How is it going to happen? And especially, I didn't see the first one before I saw the Kurt Russell one, right?
Yeah.
But I will say, like, that was one of the first horror movies for me, very similar to Alien or Aliens, where you're like, what the hell is happening? Like, Aliens became, we all know the end result of that, right? But when if you're watching it for the first time and you don't know the lore and history, when that face hugger goes on his face, you're like, like that is something that is terrifying to even just think of, right?
Yep.
And so The Thing is something similar where aliens, you're isolated in space. The Thing, you're isolated in an ice base in the middle of nowhere. Like, you're not getting help if something goes wrong.
Isolation is such an important part of a creature feature. Look, Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
The Fly, they're stuck in that lab for some aliens. The Gremlins, they're stuck in the building. Troll Hunter, they're in the middle of nowhere. Trolls, it's all about Deep Rising. They're stuck on the boat. All these, that's an essential part. Like Jaws, stuck on the boat. It's don't go in the water. It's one of those things, and that's Godzilla. You're stuck on the island. You're stuck in Japan. So.
Yeah. No, it's true, and if it's done really well, because I feel like a lot of times. That aspect is used in horror movies, period. Even sleepaway camp, you're stuck at a camp. Like, where are you going? Yeah. But I think that there are some movies that just do it so incredibly well that you are like, you can't calm down while watching it, even though you're stuffing popcorn in your face, as Eddie Izzard would say, like everything.
Yeah.
But you're not calm while you're watching this. You're not relaxed while you're watching it. And I think a true horror movie of any kind needs to create that tension that the audience feels, that you cannot relax while this movie is happening, that you are along for the ride and you're grossed out or you're scared or you're traumatized. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, but a lot of the movies can, like, I still, from The Fly, the scene I'm talking about, and if you haven't seen it, I don't want to ruin it, but there is a scene that is going to make it impossible for me to eat lunch today. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. No, that's 100%.
And it's still with me 30 whatever years later from when this movie, because it was an 80s movie. So,
no, anyway. That's how it works. Well, those practical effects stick with you forever. That's one of
the movie is still good because the effects were done in such a way that you're not looking at really bad CGI at that point. Back then, and I think a lot of people need to give some credit to these people that created this, is they were all created with not CGI. Critters, Gremlins, all this stuff was not CGI. They had to physically create the reactions, the actions, the creatures, all of that. So, and to the point of all the movies you like to bring up from the 40s and 50s and 60s is that's all created. There was no CGI back then.
Yep. So I'm going to come out with my number one.
Okay.
Again, it's another one of those, I'm cheating, two movies. But before that, I want to say our big icon, though, or I think number one of the creature feature icons, King Kong. Right? The original.
See, I would have put Jaws up there, but Jaws, King Kong.
I was saying giant monsters should be their own category, right?
They probably should, but yeah.
Jaws is technically not a giant monster. He's within the realm of reality, but unlike the Meg, and stuff like that. But what's your favorite? The one with that Samuel L. Jackson dies in like the first couple minutes.
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea again. Yeah. It's
Okay, but those are regular size sharks.
Sharks. And exactly. Jaws is basically a regular size shark, but he's got the formula for the monster movie perfect. So
yeah,
that is
well,
why,
Jaws is probably not the size of a normal great white, maybe a megalodon, but continue
somewhere they supposedly can get that big. So that's the thing. We don't really know how big they get sometimes. But King Kong, giant monkey, it's truly.
Which one is your favorite King Kong?
Oh, I gotta go with the original, but the new one is good. I think Jack Black is kind of the weak link in it, just because I know was it Peter Jackson was told that his kids love Jack Black, so he had to put him in the movie, and that was definitely the one weak spot. And it was a long movie.
I have the original. To say my favorite King Kong is the Jessica Lange King Kong.
I was going to say that's the one that's in the middle for me. Is
that's number one for me is that movie, because I saw that one first, and I felt like the chemistry between both her and the hero and her and the Kong was so vulnerable. And I feel like the other ones didn't quite have that vulnerability, but
I think Fay Ray in the 30s was definitely right there. So
you would think that. So we can agree to disagree.
Okay. But Kong in the original, I think what they did with that animation, you really felt terrible for him when he has the big finale. So but I do think King of the Creature Features. I do think Kong. I much more enjoy watching Godzilla movies, but Kong gets.
Well, and the thing about Kong, I think that's different than a lot of these creature feature movies that we're talking about, right? Is they have a way to destroy him when they realize, and he becomes to a place like it's one thing when he's on Kong Island, right? Yeah. There are no natural. Well, in the next ones, there are more natural predators.
Yeah.
But
that the original, he's fighting the dinosaurs right off the bat, which is awesome.
Yeah, no, it's true. But I look at it and I go, the human resolution to the problem, right? Yeah. It's very much like the Jaws kind of thing, where like, okay, go get dynamite, like we.
Yeah. I think that was the only problem with the 70s one, is it didn't have the dinosaurs and all the other fun stuff that make
that's true
such a cool Indiana Jones style movie. So, all right. Well, my top one, we're getting to the end here. My top one is Tremors. I
knew you were going to do that. I knew I almost made it an honorable mention, but I was like, Mark is going to say Tremors 1 through 875.
1 and 2 are the best, although I do enjoy 3 as well. And I enjoy 4 for what it is. And 5, 6, 7 are okay. They're fun to watch. And the series was actually kind of fun. But the first movie is one of the greatest monster movies of all time. And then the second one, they just go to the next level with it, and you get to have more fun with the characters. So it's like Gremlins 2. I kind of enjoy watching Tremors 2 more than I enjoy watching Tremors 1. But Tremors 1 is the better monster movie. So, but Tremors 2 is more fun to watch, just like Gremlins.
Yeah, I think you don't get Kevin Bacon in 2.
No, that's the only problem. He wouldn't come back for the second one because he thought this was the worst mistake of my career. But now, as he's looking back, he's trying to get Tremors relaunched because he considered it the most fun he had making a movie. And it's one of the ones his fans love him the most in. So.
You can tell they had fun on the set. Like you can just tell I will say it's one of the movies where you don't see forced chemistry at all.
No, every character has their spot. Even the jerk kid is, and of course, Michael Gross as Burt Gummer, one of the greatest film characters of all time, goes on. He makes that series. That's why there's 5, 6, and 7, because he's the star. And that Burt Gummer character is everything you want in a action hero that you didn't know you wanted. An action hero. When the creature hits that scene where they attack his bunker with him and Reba, come on, that is probably just cinematic gold, man.
It is, because he is literally the epitome of the hometown hero.
Yeah,
as much as like
Yeah.
I think we'll need a bigger boat, right? Like,
Yeah.
you have people that can do desperate things in a situation to resolve something, right? Which
Yep.
is what you see in a lot of these creature features that we're talking about. People do desperate things. He's already at desperate thing level.
Yes, he's convinced the
So,
world is going to end. He's the ultimate prepper. And then that's the fun thing about the second one is he's having to rebuild his life because his first one, everything gets destroyed. And that's even the third one, he's on another level because he's having to rebuild again. And then in the fourth one, it's a prequel that takes place in the Wild West and it's his ancestors. So, and it's pretty fun because he's playing a pacifist. It's very, very fun. Great series overall, but yeah, and the first one, practical effects, 100% practical effects, and those giant worms are incredible. And I love that they're trying to figure them out, and then they get getting smarter. The creatures get smarter. That's why I love it. So the characters have to get smarter, but it's science why they're getting smarter. It's evolution type stuff, and that's the second one does that, and then the third one goes off the walls crazy, but it's still. Again, they're getting smarter, they're learning, and they're having to adapt. And it's but it's also, we have to adapt by getting simpler. It's very, very
and
fun.
one of the things too is, there are these little small towns, like people don't realize that there is a town outside of Area 51, right?
Yeah, Rachel. Yeah.
Yeah. It is tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Like if something
Less
happened
than,
in that
less than
town,
500 people. Yeah.
yeah.
And that's what it. It's, again, isolation.
Yeah.
Perfect creature feature, and they can't get anywhere because they're surrounded by mountains, and these things will get them. That's the beauty of the creature feature. Now, I have a couple more honorable mentions that I didn't get to that I kind of forgot. One recent one with Lori Petty called Water. It's very, very cool, very, very Lovecraftian, to the point at the end you're going to be like, what? The last shot in that is incredible, of a great creature. I wish the creature feature was a bit stronger in it. Otherwise, it would have made my top list. But it's definitely one of the recent ones that I think went under the water. I think people didn't see it under the radar. And then another fun one that really takes itself seriously is Colossal. And that one, this party girl, whenever she stands in this sand pit, like a playground sand pit, it summons a monster, giant Godzilla monster on the other side of the world that is doing everything she's doing. And it's destroying towns in Japan, and she doesn't realize it. And it's exactly what you think, where her friends are going, oh my God, you just killed 12 people. She's like, what? She tries to step back and it causes more disasters. She exits, and then she can feel the stuff hitting the creature. So she's like swatting, and then she takes out a helicopter. It's one of those great, give it a shot. You'll have fun with it. So,
yeah, no, I was going to say that there's another one that it's hard for me because I throw it a little bit in the alien category too, which it was hard for me to watch it first, but I actually think it was brilliantly done. Cloverfield.
Yeah, again, that was one I almost put on here as because
it's a little bit alien, and I'll probably bring it up on the alien thing, but the way that was done, I think was, found footage, kind of documentary style. The first one, the second one is interesting, but it's like a totally different movie to me.
Yeah, they're all different feels. Yep.
Yeah. Is you just go, it's based on love. It's not based on isolation, but it is very much based on you have no idea what's happening, and there isn't a clear way to get the information on what's happening.
Right.
And so.
Yeah. Now, Carrie wanted me to say one important thing.
Okay.
To everyone. Death of a unicorn sucks. That's all she wanted me to say. Don't waste your time. She's like, she loves unicorns, Last Unicorn, all that, but it is not a good monster movie. It is not a good movie. She's like, if you can make people hate Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, you should not watch that movie.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It was terrible. And my quote for those of you who want to do War of the Worlds for Halloween, don't watch the Ice Cube one or whatever the hell that was. It was terrible.
You
It's
mean
so
the Tom
bad.
Cruise one?
No, the new one, the one that they just did on Amazon. That is just, it's the one that's got like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's generous. It should have negatives. It is, friends don't let friends watch this version of War of the Worlds. It is literally Ice Cube staring at a computer screen for 2 hours while stock footage of alien invasion plays around him, and it's like an Amazon ad. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's just, apparently he's the only man who can run the entire NSA on his laptop. Yeah, there's no redeeming values whatsoever. And it was filmed in 2020. So it was kind of an experiment to see if they could make a movie with just people staring at Zoom screens. And no, don't. Just don't.
Yeah, agreed. 1000%.
I'd rather watch the Tom Cruise one than that. And that's saying a lot to me. So
when the video comes out of this, you guys can all see my face, because that's like the Tom Cruise version of the Mummy.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
So
I'm just gonna do a facial gesture instead of the verbal, but watch it. Maybe Mark will make a clip of that for everyone, because that's how I absolutely feel about those two movies.
They are pretty bad. Oh
my gosh, this has been so much fun. Travelers, I realized we didn't give you a place to travel, but put on your matching pajamas. I get mine from Walmart, to be honest, because they're cozy,
places to travel. Go to Denmark and see where they filmed Reptilicus. Go to Japan, see where they filmed Godzilla. Go to Silver Springs in Florida. Go see where they filmed Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Go to Universal Studios in LA and you get to see the Jaws, the original Jaws.
Yep. And there's plenty of places you can go to explore your movie history. So yeah. And then you can always go to the Pacific Rim and watch giant robots kill monsters. You can do that for reality. Oh wait, that's not a documentary. That was a
we're not talking about that. But I will say, fans, travelers, tell us what you think we missed. Tell us creature features that were your favorite that maybe we didn't bring up. We love hearing that. I'm still winning the vampire battle. I did run into a traveler show that swore they had somebody that was stronger. I don't still have the DVD. So, or VHS. If you want to provide one of those and I watch it, I will admit defeat. I have not yet been defeated. And just going to throw this out there, last little bit, Stacey Brown. Costco right now has special edition Twilight versions of the book, so you can go get your special edition and hide it wherever you're hiding your Twilight books.
He is going to find a way to murder you at some point. So just so
I know. Well, guess what? It's documented, so he's going to have a hard time. He's going to have to be very, very clever about this.
Yeah, he's going to find a way for a vampire to come and take you out. That's just, he's going to find a real one, and it's going to happen.
You know what? If it wins, I'm all about it. Make sure it's daytime. If it's nighttime, even if I'm dead, it doesn't count.
Yeah, true that. So, well, happy Halloween, gang.
Happy Halloween, travelers.
Yes, enjoy your spooky movies. Enjoy your trick-or-treats. Enjoy going to a haunted attraction. Some of them are doing week after Halloween. We got more than a few. Dent Schoolhouse and a few others are doing dark nights where you just walk through with a glow stick. They don't turn on any of the lights, any of the other things, but the actors all have night vision, so have fun. Yeah, we did that at Hellview one year, and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, gang, just keep the spirit alive, keep the monsters alive. Thank you, patrons, for keeping us afloat, and thank you for those who just tune in and listen. Please share this with your friends. Say, hey, what monster movies would you have put on here and stuff like that? We'd love to hear from more and more people. We've got more Traveler stuff coming. We've got still a few more book signings. We've still got a few more conventions before we wrap up the year. And we are hard at work on the next book. We appreciate everybody who's bought the last one. Thank you for your reviews. That makes all the difference on all the sites. Just put them wherever you can review the book. Put it up there. We appreciate it. And boy, does that help us make more travelers, which is all we want. And thank you to our Discord people. Oh my gosh, you guys have just been blowing it up. We've had so much fun with all the breaking news links and all that.
Oh yeah, no, I
What?
just, if you want to find your collective of weirdos out there, which we all are, join our Discord because it's open to
Yeah.
everyone and you can be your true weird self and share your weird stories and hear from other people and
Yeah.
just feel like you have a safe zone because that's what we want for all of our travelers.
Yep. All right. Well, happy Halloween, gang. You want Erica? You want to wish your wishes, blessed Samhain for those?
That's what's all. When I will say, just a reminder tonight, the veil is at its thinnest. So protect yourself, get your iron necklace. I had one of the travelers go, "Are you wearing your iron necklace?" when she met me, and I was able to show it to her because Mark will tell you everywhere I go, I wear my iron necklace. But this is the night when the veil is the thinnest. This is the night when friends, relatives, and maybe some unwanted guests may sprinkle themselves in your home. So remember to nope the hell out. And I'm all about Halloween candy. So give me those Reese's.
Reese's. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a sucker for Snickers still. But all right. That said, gang, on this Halloween night, when you're all done with your trick or treating and you're ready to curl up in bed and you just pull that little fleece blanket up, got your popcorn ready, going to turn on the movie marathon and get ready for some great monster attacks. Remember, always beware of isolation. Stay with friends. Stay together. Don't split the party. Make sure you have a plan of attack. Plan, then attack. And last but not least, remember there are really only 3 movie plots in the world: boy meets girl, girl meets boy, and Godzilla versus Megalon. And we'll see you on the other side.